Welcome to the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show. Well, that sucked. What's up, everybody?
Technology's working about like the football team did.
Right. Tell me about it. Welcome, everybody, to the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show, or as we have come to call it this afternoon, the Allen Kerr Advisors postgame therapy session, because holy crap, man. I want to start out by saying one thing, Jesse. That's all. I mean, where do I start, man? I don't. Was Chad Morris on the sideline? Did everybody drink stupid juice this week? What? That's not what we practiced.
I don't know.
Anyway, let me get the business out of the way before I start my gripe session. We want you guys to have your voices heard because we all know you're pissed off and we all know you're mad. Let us have it. We're going to let you guys run the show today. Leave us a question or comment in the Allen Kerr Advisors live fan feedback on our Facebook and YouTube. And we will make sure to get to your questions, comments. Jesse, records were set. Records.
Ole Miss school records.
Records were broken. And I'm going to be the first to say it, but we need to shut the hell up about T. Will becoming a head coach or going somewhere bigger. Because these last few weeks, he has slipped majorly.
His coaching stock crashed like the stock market in 2008 today.
I mean, you're not wrong. This was probably, and you know, the thing about it is, y'all were talking about this on the show Thursday, and even I talked about it on Dave's show, is in this series, at least in the last 14 games, it has been a one-score game or a very close play game where you knew whoever had the ball in the last 2 minutes of the game, that's who. I mean, you needed to watch that. You know, there was there in years past, there have been exciting finishes. There have been dramatic finishes. There haven't been a lot of blowouts. And boy, did Lane Kiffin shut me up today.
Yeah, speechless.
I don't understand.
Speechless, but speech I have is not appropriate for the platform, and there
are things we can't say live on air. Normally we can say that one side of the ball failed us in a game. Okay, we killed ourselves in every phase of the game. I mean, offense was terrible. Defense, you had players doing the Flappy Bird BS that you weren't even in on the play on. You know, honestly, Jesse, it looked like this was an uncoached, what's the word I'm looking for here? Undisciplined.
You had Landon Jackson standing up, not doing anything, just quit on the play. Jackson Dart.
And he's supposed to be a senior leader. He's supposed to be a leader on this football team. I don't understand. Like, somebody out there, make this make sense. Ole Miss is not that good of a football team.
Based on what they've done this year, no.
I mean,
they were that good of a football team today.
What? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm scared of this Texas game now.
Oh, this Texas game is going to be bad. Sark is coming for revenge, and Lane Kiffin wrote the playbook on how to get it. And if we can't keep up with Jordan Watkins, Isaiah Bond's going to make us look like a junior high team.
I don't. And here's the thing. And I know I'm jumping around here, but my emotions are all over the place. My thoughts are all over the place, like you, Jesse. Yes, Malachi and Singleton's numbers were better, but
it's easy to be better against second
you go.
When you're down 40 points.
There you go. That's the point. You are exactly right.
He missed some easy passes. He only had 3 incompletions, but one of them was a wide open Tyrone Broden.
Now, I'm going to be critical of Singleton, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, he's a freshman. He's still learning. Number two, look, man, I'm all for celebrating, but when you're down big like that, play the game. Get your team back in it first. If you're down 40 points and you're over there on the sideline, hooping and hollering and, trying to be a badass, your maturity level is not where it needs to be. I'm sorry. I'm going to piss the fan base off because everybody's screaming for Talon to be benched. And all of this, the whole team was undisciplined today. The whole freaking team was undisciplined.
Mississippi State would have beat us the way we played today.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. Well, we didn't look like this against Mississippi State. We didn't look like this against Tennessee. Doesn't really matter, does it?
After the performance today, burn it all down and start over. This is same thing we saw last November. Auburn, Mizzou, same exact thing.
Well, and I know. Okay, so I know he's watching. So I'm going to say this. Dylan is no longer allowed to go to Fayetteville because the same kind of play that we saw today happened at the Auburn game last year. Love you, D-Mad. Just messing with you. Trying to bring some joy to this post-game show.
All right, Zach, we got a couple over here in the Allen Kerr Advisors live fan feedback.
What are they saying?
Royalty in the house, Miss Casey Sutton. Hi, guys. What a nightmare.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the nightmare ain't over yet. You still got 2 games to go. 3 games to go.
And we got Sam Jones. It's unfair to say T. Will crashed when the offense kept the defense on the field the entire game. I'll say it, Bobby P. has passed his prime and has been underwhelming this season. The defense imploded by the
defense imploded on the second play.
They had that good stand, and then Talon jacked around with no ball security and fumbled in the end zone, and it was over at that point.
Yeah. I mean, when you
passed his prime,
I don't agree totally on that yet.
Bobby P called a horrible game today,
but here's
I don't know if Talon's too thick-headed to understand what he's being coached, but it's the same mistakes every single week. At this point, you've got to have that corrected. And if
you're
it's
7 games,
either
8 games into the season, so yeah, you have to have that corrected.
The player don't get it, and the coach needs to step in. And in that case, if Talon's not getting it, start getting Malachi ready for next year, or the coach isn't coaching like he should. I'm not defending anybody after the performance today.
It's hard to defend anybody at this point. It's hard to defend the players at this point. This was a Chad Morris level game today.
Scooter Harris said it.
Okay. This was a Chad. Were we even trying to tackle?
Don't get me started on that. You seen what all I had to say in the group chat.
Heard what you had to say in pre-show too, off the air.
Sam Jones, Pittman is a goodwill donation bin of a head coach.
I
like
also,
Sam as a person.
Which one, Jones or Pittman?
I love Sam Jones.
I was like, wait, which Sam we talking about here? No, I'm just kidding. I knew you were talking about Pitt.
I like Pitt as a person, but
my whole thing though, Jesse,
same thing over and over and over.
Again, we said it at the beginning of the year. What's the definition of insanity? How long are we willing to let this go? Because it's you've gotten lucky. You got lucky against Tennessee. Now, the devil's advocate in me wants to throw this defense out there because it's been the defense of a bunch of other teams around the conference at some point. Was Arkansas looking past Ole Miss at that Texas game in 2 weeks? It's a question to be had. I doubt it because we got beat so bad.
If you are looking past Ole Miss to Texas, have them fired by 5 p.m. because they don't deserve to get a paycheck.
I mean,
we're not talking a FCS school. We're not talking UAB or La Tech. We're talking an SEC top-tier school, ranked team. You can't look past Mississippi State, much less Ole Miss.
My whole thing, though, is what's Pitt going to say that's going to make any of this any better?
Nothing he says is going to make it better.
Except everything that he has said before. I'm trying to check Twitter here while we're looking. So, Jesse, if you got something you want to say, go for it.
JP Gregory, can we please end the stupid Sam Pittman experience? And I've been one on this show and on Thursday nights. No, he's got a good coordinator in place. We're making progress. Today broke me. And then D-Mad comes in. His home record is absolutely unacceptable. And I am going to pull up the text that Dylan sent us in our group chat. Sam Pittman is 17-13 as a coach at home. Keep in mind, that includes wins against UAPB twice, Kent State, which was a struggle win, Western Carolina, UAB, which was a struggle win, Florida International, Missouri State, which was a struggle win, Rice, and Georgia Southern.
Who was the head coach of Missouri State when they almost beat us?
That'd be a Bobby Petrino.
So this is coming from Mason Choate on Twitter about 5 minutes ago. Sam Pittman's message to Arkansas after the 63-31 loss to Ole Miss. Quote, I just told them we got outplayed, outcoached, and outphysicaled, and that we've got 3 games left, and if we can win each one of them, we can hold our head up and go into whatever bowl. Jesse, does this guy even know what planet he's on?
I think the hip pain is debilitating at this point, and I'm not trying to attack someone's physical condition. But if you watched it, he could barely walk pregame. He was pretty much stationary on the sidelines. You have to be in good mind, reasonable body to be able to do this job effectively. And I think we're at a point that, unfortunately, with his condition, Coach Pittman can no longer effectively do this job.
There's nothing that can be said. There's no defense. There's no argument. There's no debate on any kind of level that makes this loss acceptable.
Chuck Pendergrass has the answer, and I
Chuck!
said this last year. This will keep happening as long as fans put butts in the seats and money in their pocket. That's all they care about.
That's not entirely true, because we saw it with the Chad Morris era. It took how long for them to fire him?
Until the stands were empty. That's 100% the truth.
It is, unfortunately.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and you may fire me after this one, but I'm going to say it.
I highly doubt it.
University of Arkansas does not care about football. They care about the money it brings in. And while that stadium was only 2/3 full today, they're still operating in the black. As long as they operate in the black, they don't care.
You know?
It's what it is.
You were worried about me firing you? They're going to have to fire me too, because I stand by it. I second that. I 100% agree. I
argue that with my buddy all the time, because he calls me up. Why do we suck so bad? Because we don't have talent, and they don't care.
They don't. And when you and again, Sam may be a good guy, and Sam may want to be here. Okay, yippity freaking do. But at the end of the day, you have to be competitive in the SEC, especially in football, because now that you have, and I'm going to say this because it's evident for this season. Now, it may be just a flash in the pan, but the record speaks for itself. When you have Vandy on the up and up, who's ranked before we are, when you have Texas, when you're adding Texas and Oklahoma into the mix, that just pushes Arkansas further and further and further down the rankings. There's no excuse for today. Oh, well, we were playing hurt. Oh, well, this player did this. Or, oh, we just got out-coached. Okay. If you got out-coached, there's only one way to fix that.
Get a new coach.
If you don't know how to call a game, if you don't know what the
easy killer.
Anyway, if you don't know what you're doing, don't come in the post-game show or on your post-game press conference and say, we just got out physicaled. We just got out coached. Because my very next follow-up question is going to be, how do you fix it? What are you going to do to fix it? Because if you're using all those excuses, then that falls every bit of it on you and your staff. So what are you going to do to fix it? Don't give me coaches speak. Don't give me this brouhaha, because I can't say what I want to say. Don't give me this crap of we're just going to try harder. No. You're 8 games into the season, 9 games into the season. Okay? Your first 3 games, get the kinks worked out. Big whoop-de-doo. All right? 5 years, 3 of the last 5 years, we have dealt with this. Since the 2021 season, it has been downhill. Sorry, I need to take a breath for a second because
Loki reminds you that it's a family show.
Yeah, I know.
Dylan was there. He said the stadium was closer to 80% full. That whole upper tank was empty on TV.
Well, it was at kickoff. It was full at kickoff. And then I was perusing Twitter at Boudreaux's, and there were people leaving in the second quarter. There were people leaving Boudreaux's at halftime.
Loki, wise man, comes in, agreed 1,000%. That, and they refuse to do what it takes to get with the times. How long did it take us to get something as simple as a drone show?
And they only did it once.
It was a homecoming special.
Yeah, because they got their ass kicked against the LSU. Look, y'all don't understand this. We're the mockery of the SEC right now. It ain't Vandy anymore.
The year Vandy's having,
it ain't Vandy.
Auburn anymore. And OU.
All right. Now, Mississippi State gets a bye because Jeff Lebby is in his first year.
And that's just karma for Mississippi State doing.
Yeah, and that's just karma. Yeah, that's just
dirty.
Auburn. You hired Hugh Freeze. Need I say more? OU wasn't prepared for the SEC. Why do you think Lincoln Riley took his bag and went to the West Coast?
And then the amount of injuries they've had.
Yeah, and they've just been snake bit.
The injury excuse from OU, because when literally your whole first team starting position is out, it's kind of hard to maintain your level of excellence.
All right, y'all might fire me and quit listening to me after this, and I'm okay with that, because I'll be honest with you, folks. I'm a realist. I call it like it is. I don't sunshine pump, and I don't bash people. I'm not a cynic or an optimist. I'm a realist. Arkansas is a track school, y'all. Arkansas is a track school. Plain and simple. And the faster, and here's the thing, the faster we get to the point where we're accepting that, the easier football season's going to be. Because y'all got to quit going in. Look, I'm gonna say it. All right, I'm just gonna come out and say it, Jesse. I'm just gonna say it. Quit going into every football season with your expectations up here. We're not Alabama. We're not Georgia. We're not LSU. We're not Ole Miss. We're not Texas. We are a perennial. Jesse, we're a perennial 6-16 with an 8-4 season sprinkled in there every 4 years.
We went in with our expectations here. The team showed us that they can play here. So we raised our expectations up here. And then they go pull Razorbacks of November and get blown out at home with no effort on the field. Want to read Kyle's comment here. Pittman has the same answer after every loss. He has no clue what he's doing, and we're in year 5 of this madness. Only consistency under Pittman is the inconsistency.
Yeah. And it's only going to get worse. That's the problem. It's only going to get worse.
JP, nothing will change. The powers that be do not want Arkansas to compete, plain and simple. If they got a taste of that money, I bet they'd change their mind.
Arkansas, look. Arkansas is not a football school, y'all. They're not. And again, the sooner we accept it, the easier this is going to be on everybody. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. I'm being real. Because it's the same thing every single year. It's the same thing every single year. No matter who the coach is. We haven't been decent in football in 10 years. Almost 15.
I'll say it's closer to 15.
Nearly 2 decades worth of mediocre football. It's time to lower your expectations, peeps.
Back to the Allen Kerr Advisors live fan feedback. Tom Eubanks. DC can't even teach the damn defense how to get set up. They were lost all day. That is without the most pathetic secondary in all of college football. I've never seen anything more pathetic ever. Well, we're not as bad as Mississippi State's secondary, but there were way too many trying to figure out what was going on. Hud Allen's trying to communicate to his teammates to set up a play, makes the mistake of clapping, 5-yard penalty.
Penalties, dude. And you know what that is, right? You know what to call that, right? Undisciplined. Unfreaking disciplined. I want somebody to argue with me. I want somebody to argue with me about how this loss is not that bad. I want somebody to argue with me. Because you crap the bed. I want to say the other word so bad, Jesse, but I know I can't.
Amber Heard to bed.
You Amber Heard. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you for that, Matt Jones. I think that's where I got that from.
You Amber Heard the bet against Oklahoma State. Second game of the season. brand new team still trying to pull it together, you get a pass. You struggle against UAB. And I mean struggle against UAB. But you get the win. Again, you shore up a couple of problems, third game of the season, no big deal. You go down to Auburn, we see how bad Auburn is. And in the words of D-Mad, when he tries to emulate me, you're supposed to beat a bad team that bad. But even that was a struggle. Even that one we tried to piss away. You beat yourself against A&M. You get lucky against Tennessee. You Amber Heard the bet against LSU again. It's the same story, different
Mississippi State.
It's the same story, different chapter, Jesse. We are literally beating ourselves. There is no if we didn't have all these penalties and all these mental mistakes and all this wait for the word of the day, undisciplined. If we weren't so undisciplined, and I'm going to keep saying it till we're pounding it in the head of every single one of y'all, we are an undisciplined football team. Sorry, that's just the way it is.
I'm going to pop some stats at you real quick, Zach. I know we're not a stats show, but
hey, when you have stats and you say stats, you have the facts to back it up. So
personally, I think Ole Miss struggled to run the football today. Would you agree?
They didn't need to run it. They were throwing it on our zone defense all freaking day.
But when they tried to run, we held them in check, you would think, right?
Oh, yeah. For the most part, I thought.
Nope, they outrushed us.
Well, I'm not surprised. We can't run the ball at all. We can't. There's nothing. We can't even. Okay. All right. Huh. Woosah.
Before you go on that rant, we're going to go to penalties. Penalties. Ole Miss, 9 for 90 yards.
How many? Wait. Let me guess ours. 10 for almost 100 yards.
10 for 95.
Woo! What'd I say? Woo!
Now, here's one that's interesting. And Sam Jones, I'm not attacking you, but it's just an interesting stat. What do you think time of possession looked like today, Zach?
You know what? That is one stat I don't even want to look at.
It's not that bad. 31-26 for Ole Miss, 28-34 for us. Within 3 minutes, I call that pretty even.
It is. But why did it seem like and here's why. I've
got to get this one from Sam real quick, though. Reports say there's an Ole Miss wide receiver named Jordan Watkins running free in the Bobby Hop tunnel.
Hold on. Oh, come on. My button's not wanting to work. There it goes. I got something for that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. We are a very undisciplined football team. There's no other way to say it. And again, I get it. It's like putting a Band-Aid over a bullet wound at this point in the season. All right. Just pull the Band-Aid off. You've tried Quick Clot. For those of you that don't know, that's the sandy stuff that you pack into a bullet wound to keep your patient from bleeding out. At this point, just pull the plug.
All right, Zach. I got comments marked where we're at.
Let's go.
I need to take a breather.
Yep, so do I, because I can feel my blood pressure kind of.
Let's hit an ad real quick. Let's reset. We're not going anywhere. We're going to get to the comments.
As long as y'all are hanging out with us.
Air it out. There's not a good football game on right now. It doesn't come on until tonight. So We'll hang out. We'll talk. Y'all want to talk about another game today? We'll even talk about another game. But
just don't talk about the Cowboys. We're good.
I'll talk about the Cowboys.
No, crap. All right, we're going to go to break. On the other side of the break, we're going to continue our post-game discussion of Arkansas's blowout loss to Ole Miss. Now, after this, from a word from Allen Kerr Advisors.
Hi, I'm Allen Kerr, President and founder of Allen Kerr Advisors. As an advisor group, our goal is to ensure a positive reputation with government agencies and legislative bodies to provide timely and proactive solutions for all of our clients. We have successfully represented our clients with targeted campaigns that get results. Our focus is on the insurance industry, but we're experts in other areas of business as well. We're a full-service, nationwide advisor group with legislative and regulatory relationship networks in all 50 states. We can assist companies in getting their first certificate of operation and then help them expand nationwide. We can also help businesses create and launch new products, setting up standard risk pools, and creating captive entities. So, if you're planning a company expansion, if you plan to create a captive, if you have a dispute with a regulator, or if you need an expert witness to win your case, if you're planning a merger or acquisition, or if you just need legislative guidance or access, your next call should be to Allen Kerr Advisors. Give us a call or click that contact button on the top of our website at allenkerradvisors.com.
All right, welcome back to the Allen Kerr Advisors fifth quarter postgame show, or as I've come to call it, the Allen Kerr Advisors postgame therapy session. Because holy crap! But hey, Jesse, we have. I know it's a little early, and I'm not going to put them on upset watch just yet. But Florida is leading Georgia right now, 7-3. And Florida's actually come to play. It looks like almost.
It's a rivalry game.
I
said Georgia wouldn't cover.
I've got that one on here in the Central Arkansas Hog Pen. For those of you that's joining us, MC is out. So as we do normally, we can pull him out, put me in. Of course, he is the star of this show, and I'm not. But he is the glue that holds us all together. He's out in the Deerwoods this weekend. He covered down for me on Thursday night, so I'm covering down for him on the postgame show. And, of course, you got Jesse the Beard Thurman from the NWA. And did you guys survive that tornado up in Prairie Grove? Did you see anything about that?
Yes. Some of the hog pen family had a little damage. Everybody's good. That was well south of me, so I'm more worried about the torrential rainfall starting tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, hey, but we need it though.
We don't need 2 to 6 inches in less than 24 hours.
No, but just consider those the salty tears of Razorback fans.
Let's get back into the Allen Kerr Advisors live fan feedback.
What are we looking at?
So, tough question because it isn't softball season. Would you go as far as to say that the win against Tennessee was a fluke? Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna play the dumb card here. What's softball season got to do with anything? I know baseball season. I get if he'd have said baseball, I'd have got that because of Tony Vitello, but softball?
He says softball because the narrative that Homer Chuck gets so upset about is he don't like it when the mainstream media gets called out for tossing Sam Pittman softballs at every press conference.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Sorry, I was watching the last interception by Carson Beck. I'm gonna say this. I met Chuck. Chuck is one of the many people that I have come to idolize over the years when I was a kid, especially after Paul Eels passed away, that I kind of idolized when I was trying to build my radio career, which, well, I'm not going to say anything about that, but I will say this. He has to protect his paycheck. There are certain things he has to say because he's supposed to say them. Sam Pittman doesn't want to answer questions. He doesn't. He's going to say the same thing over and over again. He is finding brand new ways to say the words, I don't know. He is finding brand new coaches speak to say, I don't know. Okay? Trey Biddy, I'm challenging the media right now to step up and start asking the hard questions, man. Trey Biddy, who's the other one from the Dim Gas?
Bob Holt.
Bob Holt.
Trey Biddy does push the line with what the university will allow from reporters.
Wait, okay. Hold on a second. I gotta put this up. He's coming with heat today. Ole Miss, Sam Jones says Ole Miss spent more time in the end zone than the field painters this week. That ain't right.
Especially Jordan Watkins.
Yeah, right. By the way, I'm gonna.
Anyone that's watching us for the first time, we're not affiliated with the university. If you want the propaganda show, it comes on ESPN Arkansas Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
That's the nicest way to put it.
And us here. I'll say this while he's searching for comments. Everybody that has watched me for the last 8 years knows I call it like I see it. I am not affiliated with the university. I am not affiliated with any. Well, okay. Little bit of a tease here. I'm not affiliated with anybody yet. But stay tuned to ITHP, especially during the weekly show. And we might have some breaking news, an early Christmas present, if you will, about a couple of things that have happened we've been working on here lately. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow ITHP, and stay up to date with everything going on here, because there are some big things happening here in the Hog Wild Studios, and with Meeks Design, with Rock City Rap, SeatGeek. I mean, all of our sponsors. We've got some big things going on. But let's get back to these comments, because I just feel like venting my frustrations, Jesse.
I'll let you take this one because I figure you got something to add on to it.
Brad Staten. Before we get to his comment,
I knew it.
I want to say something. How about them Army Black Knights?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Brad's good, dude. Says, I'm so glad I haven't spent money to come down and watch the crap happening in Fayetteville. Living in Colorado Springs isn't cheap to make the trip. So sick of it. Yeah, but the air's a lot cleaner up there too, though, I've heard. But again, I'm Army Black Knights. How about them Army Black Knights? No, I'm just kidding. And he's absolutely right. Right? Hey, a win's a win, baby. We're still undefeated. Navy can't say that. Air Force can't say that. And he's right. And you have to think. I live here in Central Arkansas. All right. You live maybe an hour from the stadium, give or take. Would you want to spend money to go see this team right now?
There's a reason I haven't been this year.
I've
Fayetteville multiple times this season, but it wasn't to watch the football team.
I mean, okay. Hold on. Where did I see that at? No, it is always going to be the Meeks Design Company Studios, but I get where you're going with it. Sam Jones says, it's crazy to consider Sam Pittman is the highest paid employee in the state, but doesn't want to be questioned. Yet we question Sarah Huckabee's every move without a second thought. I don't usually cross the line with politics and sports. Politics is my family's arena, my dad, my mother. I stay to the sports arena. It's what I know best. Here's the thing. And I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to.
I'll take it for you, Zach.
You know where I'm going with it.
Yeah, let me run with this one. I got you. Don't worry. Hog fans didn't have any kind of say in Sam Pittman. Arkansans as a whole did have a say in the governor. And I'll leave it at that.
By the way, does that mean I get to do this again?
I'm sure we did something that was celebratory, so why not?
Justin Garrison, my dude. We're going to go to a bowl with one more win that's La Tech. I don't know what else y'all expected this year, and Sam ain't going anywhere. He and I have gone round and round. I love him. He is my brother. He is my forever battle buddy. But you're in year 5, dude. And you're struggling to get you're depending on a win against La Tech to get you to a bowl game.
And you beat the number 4 team in the country when you played them this year.
Exactly.
Had we not beat Tennessee, this loss would not be near as bad.
No. Had we lost to Tennessee, this loss would be just like anything else. The LSU loss would have been like anything else. All right.
You can't show greatness and then go back to the basement.
You can't. You can't. You can't show that spark and then come out flat the next 2 games. You can't. It's just not possible. All right.
There was another one on here. Let's see.
So, Jesse,
Loki
Justin,
explaining softball season comment to you.
I got you. Hey, Jesse, since you're EP and you're the one on the show and I'm just kind of stepping in, Justin, who is a long-time founding member of ITHP, wants to join for a minute and kind of defend his position. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, let him come on and defend it. We're not going to agree with it, but let him defend it.
Well, I mean, it's a valid point, but hang on just a second. Let me get him in here. Jesse, go ahead and kind of vamp for me while I'm doing this.
All right, let's see. Loki promises you that we here at ITHP will never sell out, and that's the truth. We're going to say what we got to say, even though some people aren't going to like it.
All right. Well, we're waiting on Justin to join. The thing is, and I get you got a first-year head coach. You have a MAC or the Mountain West quarterback coming into the SEC.
Mountain West quarterback.
Okay. I get that. I understand that. All right. But when you have an established coach, regardless of position, in Bobby Petrino, and this is why I said 4 months ago to temper your expectations when it comes to this football team. Because, again, yes, Bobby Petrino is like the second coming of Houston Nutt to some of you people. Bobby Petrino's coming in. We're going to win we're going to win out. We're going to win it all. We're not going to win out. We're not going to do all the hoopla. But we're joined now by one of the founding members of ITHP. He has been with me for 7 of the 8 years that ITHP has been in existence, but I have served with him in the military. He is my brother. He is one of my best friends in the entire world, Justin Garrison. Now, Justin, I'm going to ask you this, and please don't drive quick. Please don't drive to my house and kick my tail. But how can you defend a loss this bad?
Okay, so first of all, just for y'all two, question for y'all two. What were y'all's preseason predictions for this year? Before the season start, how many games did y'all see us winning?
3.
3. Which one of y'all?
5.
5. Was any of your 3 or any of your 5 ever Ole Miss?
Before the season kicked off, no. My 3, and I'll tell you what my 3 were. My 3 were UAPB,
Mississippi State,
and UAB. Or no, not UAB. La Tech.
Yeah.
I did have us beating Ole Miss because of their record in Fayetteville, but that was a long shot win.
Right. So after Tennessee, what made you think we still had a chance with Ole Miss? Knowing Ole Miss is coming off of a loss and Lane Kiffin cannot lose or their playoff chances are done. So the moment, I'll tell you this, I thought we had a chance coming into it. Okay, if we can compete, we can play. We had the one little fluke, fumble the ball in the end zone. That happens. We made a stop, so we were going in the right direction. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but Green went out eventually for a left knee injury, correct?
I thought it was his right.
It was his
started.
left. I
It
was wondering if that's
started.
the same one he
It
hurt
start.
against Tennessee.
Yes, it started
Okay.
with his right.
Oh, you're talking about today.
Today.
Okay, yeah, it
in
was his
scenarios
left.
of today. He started with his right. In the first quarter, he was hobbling on the right leg. Right then, I was worried because without him, we can't. Singleton's not ready. Y'all think
No, he's not.
ready? He's not ready. That's why he's not the starter. We have the best chance to win with Green. First quarter, he tweaks that right leg. We're done. You take away his legs, and Kiffin knew it immediately.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you saw 7, 8 guys coming in his face. He can't run.
He can't run. He's baiting. But at the same time, Justin, we knew Malachi can't throw the ball. So he was.
Okay. So, and that point as a coach, and this is moving in towards our, coach talk scenario y'all were just talking about. I can kind of explain that to you a little bit more too, just because I've had to do it in front of parents my entire life. So parents are worse than media because they will come to your house and get in your face and you have to talk to them. Yeah. That's when you have to admit to them. So what Lane Kiffin was coming to Fayetteville knowing I'm about to whoop some ass and have some fun. Because look what he was going. What is our weakness on defense?
Zone coverage.
Secondary. What has Lane Kiffin been a master at his entire career? Throwing that ball in the air. That's why he's still got Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's not going to go in the NFL. He might be something like a Justin Herbert if he can develop. That's why he stayed in Ole Miss. Because Lane Kiffin's like, hey, stay here. Make $1 million. Let's go throw the football around like freaking idiots because you know my offense. You've been in my offense. Lane Kiffin's leaving as soon as this year's over and Dart's gone because he ain't got a quarterback.
I don't think Lane's going anywhere.
If he finds a quarterback. If he don't find a quarterback, he'll leave just like he did USC, just like he did Tennessee. So if he can find a transfer quarterback to replace Dart, he'll stay. But now let's focus on y'all's points. That way I can get off your stop wasting all your time. The coach talk. I know y'all love the coach talk. What makes y'all think that man's ever? He is going to talk to you like your wife would talk to you when she found out you're cheating on her. You're going to play stupid. You're going to play dumb. You're not going to answer any question because anything you say is going to be held and used against you in everything you do. So yes, he's going to sit in that press conference and be like, well, we got some things to work on and we're going to go look at video. He knows exactly what the problem is. He's not going to tell us.
No, he doesn't because he's come out and said, I don't know.
That's what
Justin
the coach
brings
talk
up a good
is.
point here. I
That's
like
coach
the analogy
talk.
and the
That's
comparison.
So whenever I talk to parents in the beginning, I don't know. We're going to work on it. I don't know. I'm not going to look at you in the face and be like, because your kid's a prick on the side and he's irritating the shit out of me. No, I'm going to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That was great.
You're going to avoid the question. That is Nick Saban to a T. People like him now because they're used to it. You're not used to Sam Pittman. You're used to the happy-go-lucky touchdown club. Not after you get your ass whooped by Lane Kiffin. No, I don't want to talk to you either. Because guess what you're going to ask me? Well, what went wrong? Did you watch the game? Nothing went right. I don't have an excuse for that. We played like shit. But he can't say we played like shit because then everybody looks bad. So he's got to sit there and just take it like a champ and just be like, okay, well, we're going to look at video and we're going to coach talk. He's not going to tell us nothing. That's why we wait for Trey Biddy. Because then Trey Biddy goes and talks to him on the side and then he'll slowly kind of weasel in. Well, we have some injuries that are not on the injury chart. Why do Arkansas tells nobody nothing? They never have. You have to, unless you're in that locker room, we've never known shit. Y'all think it's going to change because of Sam Pittman and a happy-go-lucky man? No. He's not allowed to say nothing. You have to sit in the press conference, just like the best way to explain coach talk in layman terms. Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Exactly. They have to be there. You ain't got to say shit. You're not going to say shit. But he has to be there for a paycheck. If you were getting paid $100,000 for this show, you're going to be there no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what. That man's making a paycheck. He's got to go. You got to sit in front of him. You ain't got to say nothing, but you got to go. He's never going to tell us nothing. Because the first time he shows any sign of weakness in front of that camera, now the next coach knows it. Now the next coach knows it, and then the next coach knows it. They never tell nothing. That's the secret of coaching.
No, all they got to do is watch the LSU game and this game, and you have the book to beat the crap out of Arkansas.
Right. So we know what the problem is. He knows what the problem is. I can't stand the ones that sit there. Well, your secondary look kind of weak today. No shit. We've been weak for 4 years. Duh. We all know this. Yeah. And Lane Kiffin's going to be the one to exploit it. Our only choice was to try to have Bobby Petrino run his offense with Green with 2 good legs and keep up with him. We still got 31. That's not bad. Okay? If we wouldn't have had the first half, we're in the game.
So
Can't freak out yet, fellas.
All right. That's our boy Justin. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate you joining.
Yeah, I got to go back to work. I'm at work doing this. I'm at work till midnight, but I'm still watching. So, yeah, love you guys.
Love you too, buddy. That's my dude right there. And he does. Jesse, he brings up some really valid points.
He does.
Update, 5 to go in the first half. Florida leading Georgia right now, 10-3. They've got a double injury, and they're hauling Florida's starting quarterback off the field on the cart. They will not let him walk at all. It would appear
and that's not their actual starting.
No, it's not.
That's their second string quarterback that is starting because their starter tore his MCL or ACL a couple of weeks ago.
It looks like this one is also a leg injury because they are not letting him walk or put any kind of weight on it at all. They firemen carried him to the cart just a moment ago.
That's not good for them. Back to the Allen Kerr Advisors live fan feedback. Thanks, Justin, for joining in with us. Sam, my point isn't politics versus sports. It's that nobody accepting a state-funded salary can go unquestioned. Taxpayers, fans, donors, and funding that big $6 million annual salary at Pittman. It all comes out of the Razorback Foundation, but at the end of the day, until Hunter Yurachek isn't seeing money into the Razorback Foundation, into the university's account, not going to change.
Yeah. And and unfortunately, like, again, I will take a page out of MC's book. Well, basketball will save us.
Yeah, and the way they're restructuring for the seating at
don't get me started.
We're not going there. There are plans in place to make up for the shortfall of people getting fed up with football. Just Razorback fans as a whole have to make a statement. But I had to throw Dylan's comment up here.
Yeah.
That's they have a cart?
Yeah, right. Here's the thing. And I saw this on Twitter, and I don't know, I don't remember who said it, so I can't give credit where credit's due. Ole Miss is what a team looks like with NIL money. Plain and simple. Ole Miss cares about football. Ole Miss wants to win in football. Look at okay, I know this is a different comparison, but look at the baseball team. Look at DVH and the teams he put together every single year. 22 years he's been here. And we expect...
He hadn't been to the tournament?
Yeah. That's it. You just took the words right out of my mouth. 22 years. 18 of those 22 years, we've been in Omaha. Or at least in the postseason. Okay? Arkansas officials, and I'm sorry, I'm going to single Hunter Yurachek out, doesn't care about football.
Neither do the Board of Trustees. Because we would have NIL money if it wasn't for a certain member of the Board of Trustees.
And again,
check out our NIL podcast if you want to know more about that little story.
And be sure to tune in to make sure you guys like, share, follow, subscribe to our podcast channel because we have a whole mess of podcasts coming out. And our podcast already there. We've got, games at War Memorial, NIL. We're starting a series on Arkansas rivals. I mean, we're coming out with content all the time. So if you're missing out, go follow the podcast. Go follow our Facebook page. There's no excuse. Just like Arkansas losing today, there's no excuse why you should not be following ITHP. But I mean, Jesse, as we're closing up here, and again, we could be here all night talking about this game and complaining about it. And to put a bow on it, and I am dying. I am absolutely dying to hear what MC's got to say about this on Thursday. You've got 24 hours, and then you've got 12 days, 10 days to get ready for what my opinion would be the biggest game of the season.
I can see that being the biggest game of the season.
You're going to lose. I'm just going to say it. You're going to lose.
It's the Razorbacks. They're going to win. They're going to play with our emotions. They're going to get us hyped. And then they're going to pull this against Mizzou. That's not that good this year.
No. We're going to be in it. And then, we'll be up at half. And like we've done all season long, we'll come out blank in the second half. We always do. But look, you can sit in it. You can bathe in it. You can swim in it. Do whatever you need to do. But mark this one down as a loss and just keep on trucking. Because guess what happens Wednesday night. The Calipari era
officially starts.
The Calipari era officially starts for men's basketball. All right. Hope. And again, I'm late to the party. I will say this. I'm late to the party, but hope is on the horizon, peeps. I promise. Hope is on the horizon. It's not all bad. We still got a whole season of basketball from now until March. And then you have February to what we're hoping is late June, early July in baseball and softball.
I'm not getting my hopes up for softball.
You got gymnastics coming up.
We got the two best teams in the country just joined the conference.
So there. Look, football is not the end all be all. And I know I've been a big proponent of high expectations. I get that, but it's time to temper those expectations. It's time to pull the reins back a little bit. Or as Jesse says,
and we'll get out of here.
Or as Jesse says, burn the down.
2 comments. Dylan, I was being sarcastic about the Arkansas and their bipolar playing ability. Isaiah Bond's going to set SEC records against us just like Jordan Watkins did. But Sam has a new idea, especially since we don't have a name for Razorback Stadium. And I'll let you read that one, Zach, because I can't read it without laughing.
Just let Waste Management use Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium as a landfill. It's probably better garbage than what we've been seeing in there. I mean,
he ain't wrong.
If I'm lying, I'm dying. But like I said, folks, better things are on the horizon, known as basketball. And then if you look a little further down the horizon, there's baseball. So we only got 3 more games of this garbage to get through. And then we can, 4 if you want to count the fact that we might make a bowl game. Might. But let bygones be bygones. Everybody have a great week. Everybody have a fantastic rest of the weekend. We got still some good football left to be played. Luckily, none of them are Arkansas. University of Arkansas, I should say. So, with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow all things ITHP to stay up to date with all things going on here. Thursday night, 7 p.m., I make my return to the hog pen. I had to take this week off because work and life kicked my tail up one side and down the other. And the basketball and football teams didn't do me any justice either. They didn't help me at all. So, for Jesse the Beard Thurman, actually, hold up. Jesse, you got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Loki's competing with Sam today.
It took me a minute to read that, and I was like, there it is. The light bulb flickered. Loki says, now, we have a better place for a landfill, and it rhymes with score memorial. I can't even say that last word.
We only play at War Memorial once a year, Loki, so why would we do that? Let's just go ahead and fill in the bigger one. And we actually usually play decent at War Memorial, so that would be a worse situation putting garbage there.
I'm going to keep...
Final thoughts. Tuesday, 11:30 a.m., SEC Network. Lady Razorbacks are playing in the SEC tournament in soccer.
Oh, I was like, careful. Savage is going to come through the computer and kick us both.
I don't even know when the women play. When they actually win a few games, as far as basketball, and Neighbors proves he can coach again, then I might pay a little more attention.
Easy there, buddy.
It's Neighbors.
Burn the neighborhood
words
down.
of Savage. Hashtag new neighbors, please.
Right. Torch the neighborhood.
Close it out, or we're going to be sitting here listening to Loki all day.
He's on one, though. But for Jesse the Beard Thurman, big thank you to MC to let me sit back in with the Allen Kerr Advisors fifth quarter postgame show. He will return to the pen as well as I on Thursday night, 7 p.m. We're going to continue our discussion and put a bow on all of this hot garbage and look forward to Texas on the horizon, as well as a little hogball talk. The Calipari era officially kicks off Wednesday, and we're going to get MC's thoughts on that too. I'm Razorback Zach. This has been the Allen Kerr Advisors fifth quarter postgame show. Until Thursday, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. So long, everybody.
Hey, Hog Fanatics. We at Inside the Hog Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog Fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Yeah!